Today, I'll be talking about Checker Trader. And why I want to talk about Checker Trader today is because I saw a post and someone had mixed reviews on how they felt Checker Trader dealt with them to what the service was now today. So we're going to talk about it for some context. I'm going to explain what it's been like for me. And I've also got a friend who actually used Checker Trader and he was quite successful from it. But we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to sit down because I need to explain certain things about it. But it's a good subject because I think there's a lot of tradespeople who want extra work, want extra leads, and we don't know how to get them. Yeah, that's just a true fact. You don't know where your next customer is. Like, I've seen it myself during my time while looking for work and actually thinking about what should I invest my money into. Is this a good idea or not? And you got to weigh up the pros, you got to weigh up the cons, and you got to weigh up everything when it comes to yourself, because you paying out and not receiving back is not a cool or a fair deal when it comes to the trade. So what I want to say now is we're going to go into me playing a clip of what I found today, which was someone actually talking and just telling you their experiences of what happened when they have used Checker Trader. So let me find it for you. Oh, maybe that's why. It's on my other phone. Don't worry. Appreciate you guys for all subscribing to the channel, because I've noticed that there is loads of people who have started following the account, which I'm very thankful for. I think it was the video which I did a couple of days ago, which was about if you're a young black person getting into the trade, you should hear this. And that video was it wasn't meant to rile people up. It was meant to start good conversation. At the end of the day, these are the conversations which I know people don't want to have, but this video is not about that. So I will not be talking about that. What I will be talking about is I will be playing this person's experience of Checker Trader, and we're going to listen, and then I'm going to add in my bits after. I'm going to let him talk all the way through, right? So this is the video.
Hello guys, this is my story from Checker Trade. Basically, I've been with them since 2011. It used to work good, it used to be fair platform. Basically, you paid, you had your phone number there, and people calling you direct, okay?
Yep.
So
this is his experience with Checker Trader.
Through the years, after a few years, I can't remember now, but 2017, 16, I don't remember when.
2017, 16?
So
this is the year he's talking about.
Calls. And then it was diverted numbers. And through the years, basically, a few clients, when we were new, they told me this after building a relationship.
So what he's saying is that he had his number on there, then his number started to get diverted, but he started to find out from a few customers who he had a relationship with.
He told me, when you turn up and we saw a different number on your van and different what we call on a website, it's a bit suspicious, because why you would use two numbers?
So basically, he's saying there was two different numbers on the work van and one on a different one when he called up. So basically, it's a bit suspicious. The customer's saying it's a bit suspicious because you're using two different phone numbers. So there's a different phone number for the office and there's a different number for you when you come out. He's having to explain this conundrum, obviously, to the customer, but let's see what he says.
Mobile numbers separate, especially from mobile numbers separate, regardless of the landline. So anyway, I had one expression, second, and every customer almost had that expression on the first time without knowing you. So I raised that with a Checker Trade. So I told, look, my number has to appear back to normal, I didn't know what's going on. Yeah, but we changed our policy. And that's it. I raised the complaint. It was going on and on. Eventually, after God knows, long time, I gave up.
So he raised the complaint about the number being changed, which changed because of the policy. So your policy agreement is written by them, obviously, isn't it? So yeah, they're going to change things in their own favor. I'm not trying to say they did, but he's trying to say they did at this point. So I'm just clarifying what he is saying to you, so you can follow the story.
Because obviously I work, I don't have time to moaning or dealing with complaints. So I was dealing with work busy, and that's it. Let it go, because nothing I could do. It was their policy, and it was take it or leave it. And then after building a few years on the reviews, what you're going to do, you just drop everything again. But I shouldn't have done it that years ago, that time, because I had always customers, not just from checker trade, but even my contacts from London. And then I moved 4 years ago in Norfolk. Then where he started ringing the bell, because I started from scratch basically.
So he moved from Norfolk to London, and he started from scratch again, but he had contacts basically in his mobile from London, and he had some other contacts.
I've advertised with neighborhood, with local, down the pub contacts and stuff, checker trade again. And then the last 3 years, I would say, it was going quiet, the phone. So every 2-3 months, I was calling them. I said, what can I do to improve it? All they was offering me, you can add another platform, So if you do electrician, you can add plumbing platform, you can add kitchen platform, bathroom fitters, extension, build, all those platforms. Yeah, as many platforms you show, more you get leads, obviously, because your bill is going up monthly. Okay, so, and then I tried it. Okay, I went to another, parallel another platform just to get, probably more calls. Hasn't changed anything. So what I find out in December, okay, I have limited leads now, which I wasn't.
So by signing up to all the platforms all over again and moving to a different area, and advertising in local pubs, the neighborhood, that's what he said as well. I don't know if you caught that part, but he said he wasn't getting much traction. He wasn't getting much jobs coming through. So he decided to do
where checker trade wasn't like that years ago. So people, your phone number was on the, on the page, and people could call you straight away. There was no limit.
So he's saying back in the day, checker trade allowed you to have your phone number on the page so people could call you straight away.
Limitation. So regarding, obviously, all the calls, all the quotes, you never get all the quotes, So it's part of the job. Anyway, that you can't, that's our problem, my problem, basically, if I get or I don't get the job. But at least give me a chance so people can call me. Okay, so the problem is I have no calls enough. And when it stops 6 leads per platform, that's it. If you want more, you have to pay more. And then it comes to a point, basically, is the most expensive outgoing as my business at the moment yearly, okay? There is nothing more expensive than the checker trade. It doesn't cost me even the NIC insurance, the fee, the NIC, the van insurance. Nothing costs me as much as checker trade.
So he's saying checker trade is his highest outgoing when it comes to his business. I'm just checking something while I'm listening, but I want to check something to give you some information.
Okay, so obviously when you don't have incoming from someone you invest a platform, then you have to question it, okay? So what I did, I called a few friends. I said, what platform are you using, guys? Because it's just getting, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I've tried. I'm on a few platforms on Trade, but it's not working. Mm. And then the first friend told me, no, I'm not with them anymore. I left. And then I called another friend and left. I said, hold on, guys. You're the one recommended back in 2009. Okay,
There's a lesson for you, like following your friends, but Anyway, they recommended something to you a little while ago, which was a platform which was banging off, which might have been Checker Trade. I knew they were making money from it, so they told you about it. But they left, and he's called them up now to have a conversation with them, to confirm with them, is this still happening to you? Are you still getting a lot of work through these platforms? Yes or no?
The Checker Trade since 2009, and then you're the one left. They said the last few years they told me the same. Within the last 5 years, they had just bad experience with them. So the friend I called basically.
So they had a bad experience. So his friends told him that he had a bad experience by using Checker Trader, and they stopped using them in 2019, I think he said.
With Checker Trade. Anyways, that's another story, but I might tell you in another video what exactly, what happened. So it's not just me now. And then what I heard through clients, which they work into advertising companies and offices. So that was shocking for me now, hearing this. But I don't want to name the company, even for, I don't know. I don't want to name the person. Give me the information.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. I'm smiling, but look.
I don't want to name the company because I might not have the right to name it.
Yeah, don't name it. It's not worth it.
Checker Trade.
Okay.
All the good leads or mid-range project or big range projects pass into this company direct. Okay, it doesn't go even through the pages if you want.
Oh, so what he's saying, all of the mid contracts or more big contracts always pass through these certain companies, and he doesn't want to say the name of the company because he doesn't want to implicate them. I can understand that, right?
To appear, it doesn't appear at all. Okay, so the client makes the inquiry. I don't know how the hell they can do this. Okay, because what you see on a page is different, and how the hell it gets diverted, I don't know this. Okay, so this company gets all the leads, you name it, heating extension, big electrical project, whatever goes with the trades. Okay, so they pass into this company, which is getting big, and it's getting 1,000 people working for them now at the moment, and then they get all the good projects or leads, they have the opportunity to quote, and I don't know how they're managing, and it's nothing coming down to our way, so no phone calls. So all I've been having, at least, I don't want to say for 3 years, but at least for the last 18 months, I've been having crumbs from like what people calling me new client I'm talking about, yeah. Oh, can you do a socket? Or can you do, I don't know, hanging the TV? Or just I don't know how to describe it. After 25 years on the trade, okay, started from college. I was lucky to get a job straight away. And
sad to hear that. You invest your time in a platform, yeah. But one thing you got to remember, it's a platform, innit? So the platform has got to make money, innit? What I was doing was I was looking at how much Checker Trader is per month, yeah. So the standard plan is £30 a month plus VAT. So yeah, this is where you start off. I suppose the standard plan is not the best plan to get. Somebody let me know if that's what they've got before, if anyone's got that. Shout out people messaging in the chat as well. Appreciate you. I'll answer your question in a second. So what I'm going to say now is that I think there are people that are going to have a good, a bad, and a weird experience with Checker Trader. They're a large business. I can tell you a little bit about what I've had experience when I spoke with them. It's a shame that person had that experience with them. Shout out that guy as well, man, because that was a good story to be able to listen to, for people to understand someone else's experience. And when I did look in the comment section on TikTok, there was like 3 people. The first 3 people said, yeah, it's a scam. Yeah, they're a scam. Yeah, they're a scam. Look, I'm not saying they're a scam or they're not a scam, but I'm just asking people about their experiences. And I'm going to speak to you about someone else's experiences. I don't work with them. So it doesn't, me making this video about Trekker Trader isn't going to affect them in any type of way. They got their own stuff going on. Do you understand? I'm just saying what people are saying, what people have made content about already on my platform to be able to express. Do others feel that it's a good or it's a nay? We just want to know, innit? So for myself, yeah, I can say that when they contacted me, yeah, because they code call people sometimes, and my number is on the internet for obviously a plumbing business, right? So they've said, have you ever considered using Trekker Trader? I said, no, not really. And they asked me like, why was that? I told them why. And they said to me that in this area, these specific areas which I work in, there are, let's say, 1,000 jobs or whatever. We can give you leads to X amount of jobs as soon as possible. So I was like, interesting. But we're now exchanging business, me and you now, innit? So there's something what I've got to pay you. And I'm a person about getting paid myself first. That's what I've got to sort out. I've got to sort out me, the big man. And things are not really gonna, let me say this. I've worked for a previous company which done something similar to that, yeah. And because I have an active way of working, yeah, and about doing stuff and getting stuff done, I make sure that I get it done and earn the money what I need to earn if I can earn it when I'm there. I'm not a man who's about playing about when it comes to the bread for work and we're out and about. No, I'm gonna do a lot of jobs. People have seen me do it before. I'm talking like, this is like all 10 years ago I was doing that in West End. I was hitting jobs. I could show people old videos and stuff. I was killing it them times. But that was them times. This time now, things are a lot different. So he proceeds to tell me about the areas which I could get leads in, which I'm interested in, which to me was interesting because I was like, oh, they're the areas which I want to be in, and they're the areas where I know that people are going to pay me the premium rates which I want. But those areas which were specifically pointed out, those were like areas which were like the hot areas which people paid the most, if you get what I mean. So I said to myself, yeah, might go ahead with it. Started to break down the figures and stuff. And then I just didn't feel right about it. I didn't feel like it was something that I wanted to do personally, because I thought, why am I paying for work? Work should come to you, but you've got to obviously put yourself out there. Do I put myself out there enough to be able to get all that type of work? The answer is no, because sometimes I don't have the time to be able to do them things. So that's the honest thing. And people want things done now and not later. So that becomes a problem within my schedule. I'll be honest, but it's something which I look into because, you know, like doing plumbing or doing jobs is the way how I make money. That's it. Like there's no other ways that I make money. That's my main source of money. So me saying to myself, is this something I can do? Do you think this? Nah. I didn't do it. I didn't want to commit. I even spoke to one of my friends who does do Trekker Trader, and I'm going to tell you about his story at the end of this video. And that one's quite successful. So I want to tell you that, even though I've told you about other people and I've started this video off from someone that's had a bad experience with Trekker Trader, I'll just tell you my experience. It was, I'm not from that school where I'm paying into all that stuff. I'm not paying for leads and all that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because business is tight as it is, yeah. And another added expense on top of that, as that guy can tell you, that it's not cheap. And even though it's not cheap, you've got to spend time on the platform to be able to look for the leads and stuff like that. And if he's saying that these leads don't always come up because they go to prior companies, I can understand that. And why I say I can understand that is because I worked with a company, which I won't name, which is over Fulham, yeah? They are handy men in Fulham. No one on this company is qualified in anything when I was contracting there. So no one was a plumber. No one is a carpenter. No one is an electrician. They're just handy men, which we do need. But for us tradespeople who are qualified, fully qualified, that definitely is taking a portion or a bit of money out your pocket, whether you like it or you don't. That's just the truth. I don't know how other way to say it, but you wonder where those little jobs go and stuff like that. They go to companies like that. And how do I know that? Because I was working for them and they told me, you're the only one who is a qualified plumber here. You're the only one who's got qualifications here. And I was like, out of these 25 people, I'm the only one. That's crazy. That is crazy. But we move because that's just what they were doing. But again, they're handymen. Maybe they don't need to be that. I'm not sure, but I'm quite sure that everybody was doing things like fitting in taps and doing stuff like that when that's not your trade. But that's another discussion for conversation at some point. So I lead that to say that I was doing jobs in Clapham Common. So I'm going over towards the office in Fulham, that type of way. And the guy calls me and he goes, yeah, Jay, do you want to do a job in Clapham Common? I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. I'm not too far from there. And something made me ask him, how do you know that the job is in Clapham Common? He's like, I can see them messaging on that website where we just spoke about. And it says that they're from this area. I'm like, what type of account do you have with them? But again, they've got a lot of their work through that company. A lot. I would say maybe 80%. I'm not sure where the rest of the percentage came from, but they were established as well. But it was definitely keeping them afloat for sure. Because one of the guys actually said to me, oh, I'm thinking about starting up my own little business. Maybe me and you could do something. You know, I could get the leads, then you could do the jobs and all that. And I thought, my man thinks that I'm some skivvy. No, I'm here to make my money. And if we can make money together, cool, cut me in. But don't cut me in on the low end so I get nothing. I'm not going to do that with you. Like, I know you need me, but let's just keep it real. You need someone who knows what they're doing because you know what you're doing in the office. So let's make a fair deal and cut me in properly. But he didn't want to do that. So that's how that ended. But it was interesting just to see that. And I saw that about, I would say that was 7 to 8 years ago. 7 to 8 years ago, I saw that. And I said, boy, that thing is powerful, but you got to pay into it. But again, if you're half tech savvy, when I say half tech savvy, I mean, if you're a person who will be able to jump on the internet and be able to type things in and work stuff out, that is going to be your holy grail, because you'll be able to contact, find out the leads, get onto the people very quickly, turn it into a viewing, make sure that you make some money out of it, and make sure you're hitting on good leads. But I just want to say, from my point of view, it's only because I had other options, I would say. I'm not always going to take that as my first option of something to do when it comes to searching or looking for work, if you get what I mean. Because again, I know it's this thing what you got to pay into and you got to keep paying into. So it's not really super profitable for me, because it's a lot of time what I would have to be spending on that specific subject. So yeah, man, it's just, yeah, I just had to stop it there. But now let me tell you about my friend. Yeah. So my friend he is a little bit tech savvy. He knows what to do. He's not dumb, and he's able to work a computer. So I think this is where he's winning, because he's quite educated. Yeah. And he's a gas engineer as well. So he's got all these qualifications. He signs up to Checker Trader and he starts getting really good reviews. I mean, he's in starting up his own business, yeah, he's skyrocketed the amount of reviews he's got on his own business Google page through getting reviews through the Checker Trader, but obviously always following up on, can I get a review? Can I get a review? Can I get a review? And that pushes out your business Google page to a lot more people. I know that because I've studied it. But again, if you forget to ask people for the leads, or don't ask them, or don't ask them for the reviews, you don't end up with a review on your page. And that ultimately allows people to say that, oh, I've got so much people watching me and stuff like that. I will be answering the questions in the stream, guys, at the end. So let me just finish this story, what I'm telling about Checker Trader, and I'll answer the questions. Right now, I'm getting a few questions in the chat, which I appreciate, which I will answer at the end. I can read it and I can see it, but I just want to finish what I'm saying with Checker Trader. So what I'm saying from the friend who I know, I appreciate his honesty, and he was just like, yeah, it's working. It does work, but you got to be on it. He's possibly got that time because he's scheduled out a lot of time. A lot of tradespeople, they're not tech people. They're not a person that's going to write a bio on themselves about the trade or something like that. They're not even that bothered about writing descriptions in a YouTube video or a TikTok video or a Instagram post. Look at most of these people's posts. They don't even write that themselves. But you wonder why your description. He's one thing I would say about my friend who I know is that he's very descriptive. Like if he's gonna write a description about a shower which he changed, he's gonna make sure he goes into every single detail, which is very smart because that allows people to have a lot of understanding about him and about how he presents himself. So it just scores well for him. So I wouldn't say it's totally bad when it comes to something like that. But that brings me on to my final point, which is, how does other people feel about it, man? How do you feel about it? Because everybody's got their own experience of Checker Trader. I do want people to drop their comments on what they feel about Checker Trader in the comment section below, because conversation is always necessary when it comes to these topics. I don't make these videos just thinking about myself. I make these videos thinking about you at home and other people who might be thinking about using these services and want to know what it's like. Again, I said to you, recapping on what I said, is difficult for me because I just saw it as it's a buying into thing. Like I'm buying into this service and I'm going to have to keep on paying and blah, 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 blah. No. I'm trying to cut down costs, lower costs, low. So this is something different. What I'm going to do at the end of this video now, we are going to interact with the chat. So there's some people who have dropped some messages. Don Cool, big yourself up, who's dropped this message in. I'm going to read the message quickly, briefly. I have a few stories which I want to review out to speak out to you. I've just got my CSCS card and I'm a labourer and I'm learning to do my PCS traffic marshal in 2 months. That's good. I'm looking for work in welding. Okay. Do you do fusion welding? What type of welding is it? Let me just say. Sorry, I'm just trying to do the skim reading while we what question did you ask? One second. This person asked the question, but I'm just trying to see what it is. I've been in there for about 5 years. I'm going to be in my 30s. I'm looking for a career change skill. Let's get resourceful in the trade. So there's a lot of writing. Bear with me. So yeah, if you're looking to get into a skilled trade, yeah, skilled trades are always going to be necessary, but you're going to have a level of like, you need to, one thing I will say about any skilled trade, doesn't matter what trade it is, whether you're a carpenter, whether you're a plumber, whether you're an electrician, I would study always the market and see the demand, because the demand will allow you to understand if you're even going to make money or if it's going to be fruitful. I would say it was more popular or more, I would say in the early 2000s, yeah, if you was a plumber and you was qualified, yeah, you'd be making money. It was easy to make money. Now it's harder to make money as a plumber because of simple things, another thing which I found a 5-day plumbing course, which said you'll become a plumber in 5 days. This was in the UK, it was in Birmingham. I won't show the person's posts, but I was like, whoa, man. What did I go to college for all of them years for? Anyway, like I said, finding a skilled trade, pick your trade wisely, because when you invest your time into a trade, it's like you have a lottery ticket. You could win and you could lose. When I say lose, I don't mean like lose everything. I mean that you could not get to where you might want to be. There are so many business-minded people, yeah, who have this business mindset and say, oh, I want to start a business, but you never learn how to run a business. You learn how to get a trade, but that's not how to run a business. Do you get it? And how to run a business, you're going to have costs, you're going to have overheads, you're going to need to reinvest, you're going to need to invest in tools, you're going to need to reinvest within yourself. Yourself is going to need a break from work. So what are you going to do when you're not working? Are you just not going to make money? You have to decide, because the business still needs to keep afloat. While you're off, who's going to cover your shift of working? This is what you got to say to yourself. Like, it's not easy having a business, not at all. I don't begrudge people for taking leads or like doing that to build their company, but it becomes the backbone of a lot of companies. And for the smaller people who are trying to get on, or just like say to themselves, I want to start a business, but I need to start to get a customer flow. I don't have any customers. I don't know where I'm going to get customers from. Customers are very hard to find. I will say that over the 20 years, yes, I've had returning customers. I had a returning customer about a month ago from it must have been 10 years ago. So one of my friends, I fitted in his toilet system. So I went back and done it 10 years later, and he's got a son, 2 kids. So time goes on. You do get recurring customers, but you're not like making loads of money out of them, if you get what I mean. Price of bread is always going up, but you got to figure it out for yourself. One thing I would say about this trade thing, if you study it, yeah, I'm not always saying that you can get ahead of it, but you can beat the rush. Like, I learned about Cheque Trader years ago, but I also learned about another app, which was just an app where I was able to go on and see the jobs which were on there and how much they were charging. It was like scrolling through on an Amazon and you say, oh, block toilet, £100. Oh, install taps, 120. Unblock a sink, £60. And it will tell you the areas where they are, and you can click on it and say apply to that job. And then if you get the job and they send it to you, you can go and do the job, and you got an hour to get there. So you tell them when you're going to start, you tell them when you're going to stop. When I say it was like Amazon for plumbers, I don't know if it's still about now. I don't want to be promoting other people's stuff, but my God, money maker. I looked at the app one time and I made like £650 in one day in a 1 litre car in London. The word trapping comes to mind. You understand? It was good. It was good money. But I knew it wouldn't last forever. None of them things do. So you get it while it's hot and you rinse it. You rinse it out till there ain't a drip left in it. That's right. Drown that and make sure you get all of those contact numbers, because I did. Because building yourself, you need contacts, you need communication with people, you need people who have worked with you before to be able to big you up in their social circle, to be able to tell them about your business. So my advice to people starting out is, if you need to use something, don't be afraid to, but relying on it is crazy. Nothing is permanent. We should understand that as tradespeople, because I've made a video before speaking about how volatile how volatile the industry is when it goes up and it goes down, right? Because you've got a high yield of cash and transfers of money going around with people. So, there's a lot of work going on in London when you look at and you see the cranes. Yeah, see the cranes. There's a lot of work going on. When you don't see no cranes, there ain't a lot of work going on. Let's keep it real. And I don't have to lie. And I don't work on sites, and I know that. Do you get it? Don't be deterred though, man. You got to keep pushing, man. When it comes to any think what you want in your own personal life, I think trying your best is the only thing you can do. Like, just be your best when you get out there. Try and do the jobs. Try and get that little one extra if you're trying to chase that. But if you're not, I just want you to drop a little comment and tell me what you think about the video, because I've given you different scenarios. I've told you what it's been like for myself, and I've told you that when people ask me for advice on getting into a skilled trade, you need to look deep within the trade which you might be looking at and understand its sustainability, understand where it has been at its peak, whether people have been earning 56,000 and now they're only earning 40,000. You need to ask yourself, why has it dropped down like that? And is it going to rise again? Because that's what you need. You need it to rise to be able to make money out of it at the end of the day. And I do think, and I will stand on my business when I say that some people on the Checker Trader apps and the things like that, for the sole trader people who are out there, just got one van and all that type of thing, they're struggling because those people are getting that work, and they're getting that work directly. And that person explained that some of the bigger companies on there, they always get the jobs, which is not surprising. Some people pay more and they are in. Like I just told you a story when I worked for somewhere, and they told me they can tell me exactly where someone's typing from as they're messaging them through one of these similar apps. So yeah, it's interesting. It's always something that has been a conversation. Do you pay for leads? Do you think that's okay? But some part of it has to be business at the end of the day. 1 second. So I'm just going to carry this on just because the chat. Shout out to people in Birmingham watching. So I'm in Birmingham. I did my 5-week construction GMT course and got a level 3, and forwarded my course, and then spent the month. I'm looking to move closer to London. Well, right. So you've done a course and you got your level 3, and you're looking to move to London to look for jobs. What it is the outskirts of London have got jobs as well, and the inskirts of London as well. That's one thing I will say. But when you're looking for work, try and make sure you don't have all your eggs in one basket. There are so many people being let down by job opportunities within construction right now because there's just not the demand. Like it's you see it, man. You see a lot of people online now because there's not that demand sometimes. Looking to move to London to increase my chances of receiving jobs. Look, London is probably a better bet for you because there are more people here in London, but I will say it's definitely competitive. So make sure you make your connections with people before you come down, and make sure you have a few. I wouldn't say keep all your eggs in one basket. That is the nonsense thing to do. Spread them out, make some contacts with some other people, and make it happen. I wish you well on that, bro. I wish you well on that, Don. That's the person's name, Don, in the chat. Shout out Don, man. This is the first time I've had someone doing in live messages, which I appreciate. I've understood that it took me a while to be able to start a community on YouTube, but I'm trying and I'm turning up for you guys because you guys are turning up and watching my videos, man. Big shout out to you lot. Always. So yeah, when you've got plans in construction, always make sure that there's still proof to every single point. I wouldn't tell someone who is in construction now just to rely on leads from jobs or places like that. You've got to look for work in a different capacity, man. Try and be more sustainable, innit? Me being able to last for 20 years as a plumber is not just me looking for jobs online and going on Trader and doing the odd job or so. I've had a full-time job, which I'm proud of to say that I've had, but finding employment can be difficult sometimes because we're living in testing times. You have to understand that there's not so many employers looking to employ people, looking to get people on a temporary basis or a basis where what suits themselves doesn't always suit us as an individual. But there are opportunities out there. Definitely so. I always tell people, you know, like if I was a plumber starting off, just got my qualifications, I would go for a big company like Thames Water and just hide. That's it. I'd hide for a little bit because you need to get your bread. Yeah. Get your money for a bit, get some experience, get your head down, be silent for a while, learn the things which people know and branch yourself out. Did you read my first comment? 1 second. 1 second, Don. The comments underneath your video. Yeah, look, I know that sometimes some videos what I make or what I'm gonna make are gonna ruffle some people's feathers, but we don't care about that. We don't care about it at all. I've been on the internet for years. Do you know what I mean? So it's nothing, man. It's nothing, believe me. People are going to disagree with the things what you say sometimes because they're your lived experiences and they're not their own and they want you to see side with them. But every man a dance. Vibes Cartel, I said that. Every man a dance until they learn something, until they learn that your lived experience is not the same as someone else. And that's the beauty about YouTube, is that my experience of the trade or how I've felt about certain situations is not some other people's truth on how they've lived it, which is true. But it's their choice to be able to listen to the video. I do not send the video to their personal account or email account. They listen to it, they feel like they want to say something, and I just be thankful for the engagement, because engagement is good at the end of the day, whether people like it or not. The video is made. I would not take the video down because I'm telling the truth at the end of the day. And again, look at my face. I clearly don't care at all. I mean, it's funny. It's funny, but again, look, life is life. That's why I make these type of real videos. There's no editing here. There's no content thing. I'm not cutting it. I'm not reading off some screen. I'm just telling you how it is. Again, if somebody doesn't like it, what can I do? Eh? We can't do nothing about it. We just got to move on. Just like this is the simple reason why I've given people a understanding about three different people's reactions when it comes to this specific subject, which we're talking about today, which was Trekker Trader. I gave them someone's bad story with them. I gave my story, which wasn't really bad. I just wasn't interested in doing the financial investment in it because I saw it as time, I saw it as effort, I saw it as, okay, this is what it is. That's not for me. I was never a plumber like that to be able to do something like that. That's just not my style of doing stuff. I just wanted to know. Sometimes I want to know so I could do something better, or I want to know so I could work my way into what I need to do. And if it didn't work for me, it's not working, innit? That's it. But I'm not, again, I said at the beginning of this video is not to tear them down. Not at all. I haven't got nothing against them. They haven't done nothing to me. We could still do some social media posts. You might even see me promote their thing one day, but just know that they paid me a bag because that's what has to happen. That's my arena, content and stuff like that. So that's maybe the only how you'll see us talking again, which everything's possible. Again, this video is not negative. I've just told you at the end of the video that one of my friends has been very fruitful from it. He's made quite a lot of money from it. He's went to Jamaica. I know he's been going on holiday and getting bread because you're going to Jamaica and stuff. You're all right. You're good. So he's had a great experience from it. And yeah, he's up at the end of the day. That's all I can say about that. That's why I have to give people the honest opinions in it. For me and the other person, it weren't cool. He invested in it. He felt like he didn't get what he needed out of it. I do feel that moving from one place to another place, when you pick up your business, like going from London to Norfolk, he said, there's a big distance. It's hard to keep the same amount of customers when you're going to different places because you're not there anymore, innit? So unless you handed that on to someone and earned a little something, like a little 20% off it, cool. You're still making money off it, but you've up and you've gone to a whole different place. So like up and going and bringing your business to a different place, your business is obviously going to struggle. Of course. You're relocating, innit? I don't know what else there is to say about that. But I think everybody can understand that that's quite normal. If you relocate your business to somewhere else, it's definitely going to struggle. It's not going to always do the same as it was doing in that same set location, because location is key for business. And I definitely want to shout out Don. He's actually the first person who was messaging me in the chat, in the top chat. So I've not really had any messages before when I've came on live. Today, I've reached definitely a record with 5 people on today. So I appreciate all of those 5 people who are on. If you give me a little thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Because sometimes making these videos is difficult, but you want to make sure that I'm touching the right crowd and also making sure that people are enjoying the lives as well. Today, we was talking about Trekker Trader. How people feel about it. I think some people have had mixed reactions when it comes to Trekker Trader, whether it's to be with how they were dealt with, how the services are, how much it costs, them not getting the leads which they were told they were going to get, and it not transpiring into money, which that's the reason why most people are on these platforms. I explained to you that the basic Trekker Trader thing, which I just checked a little while ago, it was £30 for the standard. I don't know if the standard is good enough. So if anybody who watches my videos or this video right now is on Trekker Trader, just let us know. Drop a little comment. I'm interested to hear back from you guys, because you guys are the people who obviously support the channel, but you obviously sometimes sign up to these things. So I obviously want to know from your perspective, how is it? I spoke to a student not too long ago on TikTok, and he told me it's all about paying into these things so you can get the leads and get the jobs. I didn't shut him down in any type of way, because that's his thing, isn't it? That's what he does. I don't pay him or nothing, so I can't say that it's not a good thing for him to do. At the end of the day, if that's how you're making your money and stuff like that, who could tear you down about it? It's choice. And in this trade, sometimes we don't have choices and we're limited by our choices. That's why we revert to things which are going to boost up our business and probably bring us a bit more revenue inside the company. But it's a shame that that person didn't work out for that person. Again, it wasn't a total write-off for myself. It was just I didn't see it as profitable in that type of way. And I've only been lucky enough to make money in other things, which I'm thankful for. But I just knew that it was a bit too much of an investment for me when it comes to my time and the thing. It didn't sit well with me. Wasn't doing it. Yeah, but I had a good friend, which I've told you about, who had a really good experience. I'm sure he's got like over 150 reviews on Google. That is worth price in gold right now. Again, keep running them up, innit? But I want to make sure all of you lot subscribe to the channel because we have just hit 2,000 followers. We have hit 2,000 followers. We've hit 2,000 subscribers, yeah, today. So I just want to say thank you to YouTube and all of the supporters because, again, hats off to you lot. I'm going to keep turning up doing this content. Shout out Don. He was the first person and he's from Birmingham. So big up people from Birmingham all the way to London. We're listening. We're locked in. It's Mr. London Plumber. Make sure that you give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you on the next live.